Hi guys. So we finished Ruth. I am going to embark on a journey of the minor prophets. So today we're going to look at Hosea, or at least the introduction to Hosea, the backdrop. So there's 12 minor prophets, nine of which prophesied prior to the Babylonian exile, and 3 prophesied afterward. So again, today we're going to begin in Hosea. Little is known about our prophet Hosea, but we know that he prophesied to the northern kingdom of Israel, which today would be considered the West Bank area or Palestine, parts of Jordan, Syria, and Lebanon. Places also known at one time as Samaria and Galilee. So Hosea prophesied in 750 BC during the reign of Jeroboam II, who was part of the Jehu dynasty. The Jehu dynasty took power by violence at the word of Elisha the prophet, as recorded in 2 Kings chapters 9 and 10. So Jehu killed King Joram of Israel, King Ahaziah of Judah, and, as we all know, Queen Jezebel. He also ordered the killing of Ahab's 70 sons, all remaining relatives in Jezreel, key officials, priests, and worshipers of Baal. Now, I don't know if I'm saying that right, because I've heard other people say it as Baal, but whichever way it's said, it was the false god. God wasn't playing any games when he used this guy to execute his judgment over these evil, idolatrous leaders. Nevertheless, Israel continued in idolatry under King Jeroboam and Jehu, the dynasty, all of the kings under him, with the golden calves, and they got rid of most of the Baal worship, but not the calves. So during Hosea's time under King Jeroboam II, Israel was facing a political and societal decline and chaos. Sounds familiar, huh? God's covenant people were mixing fertility religion and Baal worship with true worship and engaging in prostitution, drunken orgies, and Baal worship. They began to deify sex and nature over the true God, and their behavior proved their false and idolatrous beliefs. So, just like what we had studied in Romans chapter 1, they had effectively traded God's truth for lies. Sounds pretty familiar to our own culture. There's nothing new under the sun, right? So because of their disobedience, the northern kingdom is about to go down. And God enables Hosea to see it. He's a seer, right? He's a prophet. And to prophesy prior to the fall of Samaria in 722 BC. So this is just before that happens. Interestingly, Hosea's personal life will mirror and parallel the prophecies that God is proclaiming to his people. So, unfortunate for Hosea, though, kind of, huh? Hosea will point to the ancient faith of Israel and the covenant love of God through marriage and parental means. But Hosea's wife Gomer will parallel the prostitution of Israel to other gods, while Hosea's pain over her will project to us the profound grief, pain, and betrayal God himself must be feeling when his beloved stray from him in utter unfaithfulness. And God often does this with his prophets. He uses them as kind of like an example. Their life is like an example of what God is feeling or going through. So Hosea's children will be named after God's dealings with his people to exemplify God's displeasure with his own children, Israel. And so as we look into Hosea's life and message, hopefully we get a picture of God's true heart when humans continually disregard him. So that's why it says, all day long I've held out my hands to an obstinate people or rebellious people. So that's what I got for today. Just introducing you to the prophet Hosea, and we'll look at chapter 1 tomorrow. Have a good day.